Hi everybody and welcome to Games vs Play. Today we're going to review Carcassone, one of the best known games of the last 20 years. Now this is a tile laying game where 2 to 5 players basically lay down tiles to build up a medieval landscape of cities, fields, roads and abbeys. This is a very well known game and we've been playing it for a while. Falk, what's your first impression of this game?
I like this game a lot. It's pretty fast moving. There's a couple of rules, but they're pretty manageable, so it's quick to get the hang of it.
I really enjoyed it. Really good fun. Really like the simplicity of it, but there's kind of an innate complexity in terms of the strategy that you have to use. And I also really like the fact that the little characters are called meeples.
The real story, I think, behind the name is that it was never actually trademarked by the makers of Carcassone. They are called followers in the rules. But I think in a very early tournament of Carcassone, somebody whose name I can't quite remember said, "Oh, where's my peoples?" And that got contracted to meeples. I like this game too. I think it's very elegant in its rules and it's very simple and sort of intuitive to play. And it looks nice too. I mean, as you can see from this medieval world that we've created. I've just got one problem though with the name Carcassone. Like I do wonder if actual people living in Carcassone in France kind of feel weird about that. Like,
yeah,
shouldn't they call it some other sort of walled city like, you know, Berwick-on-Tweed or Dubrovnik or something like that? Well, if you're from Carcassone, let us know. We'd be interested to hear whether you call it, "Hey, Pierre, let's play Dubrovnik," or something like that. Inside the box, you've got, I think it's 72 tiles in the basic version of the game.
And obviously there's many expansion packs that make it much more rich and varied.
Yeah. So how does it work, Val?
Well, every turn you choose a tile randomly. We've already laid out all of the tiles.
Yep.
And you add them somewhere to the landscape. They have to fit. It's a bit like dominoes, I guess, the main concept. So you might have a piece of a city that you have to join to an existing piece of a city, or a chunk of road, or other things.
Yep. And as you go along, the broad objective is to build large tracts of the landscape, and then to drop your meeples on it, whether it's a road or a city. By doing so, you own it, and at the end of the game, you create a tally of how much of the landscape that you own, and that gives you points.
Yeah, so there's a separate scorecard, which looks like it might be a different game entirely, but that's where the meeples move around to keep a tally of your points as you go. Yeah, so it's quite straightforward, really. The rules, are intuitive, I think, and it's a bit like playing a jigsaw puzzle combined with dominoes.
Yeah. I think the simplicity can be a little bit deceptive because it seems really simplistic, but it actually isn't. It can be very, very complex.
But yeah, you're right, AP. You've got to really think ahead a bit. It's not as sort of simple as it looks, really.
For sure.
Yeah.
And one of the, I guess, most complicated things is the scoring at the end, which takes a couple of rounds perhaps to get the hang of. Yeah. Especially the farmers.
Yeah, the farmers bit is always complicated, as has been land ownership throughout history.
Yeah, I think this is an object lesson in rural politics and possible peasant revolutions.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Score time?
Yeah. You go first. What do you think?
I really enjoyed this. I think it has so many elements of being inclusive, very easy to learn, very easy to get active with it. So I think it ticks lots of boxes for me, and it looks great. I really like the artwork. I would give it 4.5 stars.
Whoa.
4.5 dice. I mean.
4.5.
Yes.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. I'm an excitable player.
And what's not to get excited about building medieval fields?
With meeples.
Yes. Falk, what do you think?
Well, I think I would give it 4 out of 5 dice. I also enjoy this game a lot. I think it has a lot going for it. Many of the same reasons that you already made. It's fun.
I like this game a lot, and I would recommend it to many people. I think it is good for families, and it's intuitive, like I've said maybe 3 or 4 times in this review. I personally would give it a little bit lower, probably 2.5 dice out of 5. But I think it's a good game. It just doesn't excite me as much as it excites you.
Controversial scoring, but we'll go with it.
Yeah. This is a game for many people, I think. So that's, and I think it shows in that fact that it's been so popular since it was first released. Great. Thanks everybody again for listening to our review here at Games vs Play. And remember, if your game,
we'll play.
No, she wants some blue from the sea. Oh, she's got it in her mouth.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Kira.
Good.